start with the mindset, because it is said that everything is made twice. In the world, everything is made twice, once in the mind and second in reality. Unless a thing is created in the mind, nothing can be done. Agree with me? So we have to work on the mindset first, because once we have a clear mindset, a set mindset, only then we'll be able to do justice with whatever work we are doing. Right? Now, results. Your course should give you results, but more important is that your course should be designed in such a way that it gives results to your students. Because unless your student gets result, your course is useless. More and more students get results, the more and more is going to be the demand for you or your course and for your coaching. So keep this thing in mind, that results are very, very important for you as well as for your student. When your students get result, definitely you are going to get benefited, right? So there are certain myths or say fears which are stopping us from going ahead, from creating courses. So should we talk about that? Should we talk about that? Yes. So, what is your biggest fear? Let me know. What is your biggest fear? Awesome, awesome, awesome. What is your biggest fear which is stopping you from creating your online course? Failure, right? Technology, right? How to show up? Procrastination, acceptance on mobile platform, competition, video creating, perfect one, how to proceed, investment on tools, patience, ignorance of internet, do not know how to do that. Well, all the questions, all the fears are valid, but where there is a will, there is a way. All these fears have got answers, and we'll try to solve as many as of these fears as possible today, right? So let's move ahead. There are certain myths which we are going to shatter, which we are going to break, which we are going to bust. Should we go ahead? Bust your myths. Whatever is there in your mind, most of the things are baseless, are just your internal fears which are stopping you. Okay? So let's start busting your fears one by one. You must have heard people say knowledge is power. You agree with me? Is knowledge power? Knowledge is power or not? Absolutely. Laziness, not only knowledge. Yes, yes, it is. Implementing same. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome, awesome. Thank you all. So the knowledge is not power. You gain all the best knowledge in the world, but if you don't use the knowledge, it is useless. It is not a power. It is a curse. Suppose you go to a gym, a world class gym equipped with all the latest gadgets and equipments. You go there every day. You talk to the coach over there. You understand about the machines, have a round, sit down there for half an hour or 1 hour, and then you come back. And you continue doing this for say 10, 15 days. Is that going to affect your wellness or your fitness in any way? Is that going to? Not at all. Not at all. Because you are now knowing everything about the gym, about the equipment, about the coaching, about the gym process, about the weights and everything. But it's going to help you only when you start doing. When you jump on the treadmill, only then it's going to give you some fitness, not otherwise. So if we believe that knowledge is power, that is not correct. We have to jump on the treadmill if we want. Knowledge is power. Only potential power, action is the power. I don't say that. This is a quote from Anthony Robbins, that Tony Robbins, famously known. The second thing is people get confused. Should I do this? Should I do that? What should I do? Which topic I should create courses on? A lot of confusion is there. Should I create short courses? Should I create video courses? Should I create audio courses? A lot of confusion. So confusion is because you don't know where to start. Most of us don't know where to start. This is the biggest problem. Though there is a lot of information, lot of knowledge on the internet. On YouTube, you can go and find a lots of videos on any subject, but still that knowledge cannot be converted into an online course or an offline course also, because that is not structured knowledge. That knowledge is in bits and pieces, and the knowledge which is in bits and pieces is useless for you or for your students. Had it been possible to create courses and do everything based on YouTube videos, then nobody would have bought the courses which are being sold like anything. You know, people are selling courses on almost every subject. Why? Because the student wants a structured knowledge, not a scattered knowledge. The knowledge on the internet and YouTube is just scattered, pieces, 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 pieces. There is no linking. Unless there is a linking, unless there is a process laid out in front of the student, it's not going to benefit them. Agree with me? Agree with me? Yes. Okay, thank you. Now, where to start is one of the problems. So here we will be learning where to start, how to do, how to go ahead, and all the processes and everything. Some people are afraid of technology. Technology is not something to be afraid of. And my way of working is that I use minimum technology, and initially the just bare minimum and free tools. Will that be all right? If you start with just free tools and start making some money. When you start making some money, only then invest in the tools. Will that be all right? The initial expenditure we are going to keep at the lowest possible. At the lowest possible, right? Now, so as we know, everybody who is aspiring to become an online coach or want to create a digital course or online course, their aim is to reach here, success. And I'll ensure that if you follow whatever we are discussing and I'm going to mentoring, I'm going to teach you, if you follow everything and if you move ahead with me, you will definitely be able to launch your courses and sell it even before launching. Sell it before creation, right? Now, mentoring is also very important for that. Another problem is information overload. As I told you, there's a lot of information on the internet. Today, you look at some particular topic and you think, okay, this topic is good. I should go and make a course on this. You start studying that particular subject or topic, and after 2-3 days or a couple of days, you come across something more attractive. Then you come across something more attractive. And this information overload confuses you instead of giving you any clarity. So we have to be focused. We have to avoid all this nonsense and all this information overload. We have to shut down our brain from this bullshit Because if we keep on consuming the useless data, the useless information, we are never going to be successful. Never, ever. Agree with me? We have to be focused. How many of you feel that you have to be focused and work on some particular niche, which we are going to talk tomorrow? What's the best niche for you, and how to decide about the niche and how to validate it? I'll be giving you some tools, also free tools, whereby you can validate your niche. You can find out if there is a demand for that particular topic. Will that be wonderful? Will that be wonderful? Good. Okay. Now, information overload is one problem. Then distractions are lots of distractions are there. We are not able to stay focused. We keep on getting distracted by so many things, by so many shiny objects. Somebody says us, okay, you make short courses. Somebody comes, you make membership sites. Somebody comes, you start group coaching. Somebody says you go for one-to-one coaching. And we get confused. And we get confused. Instead of moving ahead, we get frustrated, we get lots of confusion, and there is a paralysis of analysis. There is a paralysis of analysis, and we are never ever able to achieve whatever we thought is possible, and we are just lost in the information overload. So we have to stay focused. The first point for that is stop overthinking. The first point is stop overthinking. The more you think, the more you will get confused. So never do overthinking, and overthinking kills everything. Yeah, that kills your confidence also. And lack of confidence is the biggest reason for people not entering any field, and particularly creating your online courses. Why there's a lack of confidence? There has to be a reason for that. Lack of confidence, let's see. You are driving a vehicle, maybe a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler. There is a speedometer which shows a speed of, say, 0 to 140 or 200 in some cars. And when you start driving the vehicle, the speedometers, the needle in the speedometer starts going up and up and up, going 40, 50, 80, 100, 150, like that. So that way, there has to be a confidence meter. And had there been a confidence meter, we should estimate where our confidence is right now. Tell me how confident you are, or say where you feel your confidence meter is right now. Where is your confidence meter? Say from a level of 0 to 100, 70, 30, 50, 80, 50, 75, 100%. That's good. 90, 75, 65, 70 above. That's wonderful. So all of us have to 100, 80, 50, 100. All of us have to keep it up and make it as near to 100% as possible. Because confidence is a must. Unless we are confident, we won't be able to do any particular thing. There are certain fears. What fears are the worst fears in this particular field? What fears? What is the biggest fear? Tell me, what is your biggest fear? Number one fear. Earlier you mentioned so many fears. Now I'm asking you, which one is your biggest fear, which has been stopping you from creating your online courses? Facing people, okay? Will work or not? People, no one will buy your course. Break even on investment. Niche clarity. Niche clarity we'll be talking about tomorrow. Technicality, rejection, competition, Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Look, most of the fears which you have are not in reality. They are not real fears. Okay. Somebody had analyzed the word fear. If we start try to analyze the word fear, FEAR, that means false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. There is nothing like that. And we just keep on thinking and thinking and thinking about it, and that keeps us afraid. So we'll try to dispel so many of your fears in this journey of 6 days. And I hope that this will be very helpful to you. Okay. So now coming to the fears, people may laugh at me. This is the one of the biggest fears. Some people, or say most of people, are afraid that if I'm not able to perform properly, if I'm not able to speak properly, if I'm not able to do justice, people will laugh at me. Okay. Why are you bothered about whether the people will laugh at you or not? Why? Because these people you are afraid of are not going to take care of your family. They are not going to give you any money. They are not going to take care of your kids. This is only you who is going to feed your family, will take care of your family's requirements. So why are you afraid of the people? Let them laugh at you. Let them. It hardly makes any difference for you because you are concerned only with people who resonate with you. You cannot please everybody in the world. Nobody can. Nobody can. So just forget about it that people will laugh at you or people may laugh at you. Let them laugh. Let them laugh. Let them be happy. Okay. Selling. There are lots of fears. And as I told you, we'll be trying to dispel as many fears as possible. Right? So you should not be afraid of people, whether they will laugh at you or whether they will appreciate you, hardly matters. Then lots of people are afraid of facing cameras or say afraid of making videos. Why? Why? Camera is not a demon. Camera is not something to be afraid of. I tell you one particular thing. If you want to be, if you want to be successful, if you want to be entering this particular field, you have to make the camera as your friend. You should not be afraid of the camera. It's a machine only. Why should we be afraid of the machine? It's not going to bite us. It's not going to harm us. No way. And I tell you, even the best people in the world who are best in making the videos and films and everything, they were disasters at some time. So everybody started from the grassroots level and gradually doing it, they have become perfect. Or say whatever level they have achieved is by doing. So if we keep on fearing the camera, we are not going to be able to create anything or any courses or any coaching or anything. So just start treating your camera as your friend. You want a clue? If you want to be successful, you become shameless. If you want to be fearless, become shameless. Okay. Once you become shameless, that means you don't bother about people laughing at you or criticizing you. The fear will go away. As simple as that. So you should not be afraid of facing the camera because camera is simply a machine and you can make it a friend. Once you make it a friend, you are going to be benefited. Then it will be very easy for you to make videos and courses and everything. Another fear is that people say, I'm not good at English. Most of the people feel that they are not good at English. Is that, are you one of them? Are you one of them? Done for the first time. There is always a first time, my dear friend. There is always a first time. You have to start something if you want to grow. So many people fear that English is not, they are not fluent in English. Okay. Now tell me, suppose there is an auditorium full of people. There are 1,000 people in one auditorium from world over. Not only in India, there is an international event. A, say Tony Robbins is speaking, or some famous speaker is speaking at this particular event, and there are 1,000 people from across the world. And Tony Robbins puts a question to the audience: how many of you have English as your first language? How many of you have English as their first language? Tell me. I'm asking the same question to you. How many people you think out of 1,000, what percentage, approximate percentage, will say that English is their first language? Any ideas? Any ideas? Not more than 2%, 2%, 50, 30, 40 max. Okay, awesome. 10%. Hardly 2 or 3%, hardly. That is the correct answer. Hardly 2% will be having English as their first language. But the entire world is speaking English. You may not be able to speak perfectly. Hardly matters. If you are able to convey your message, that's good enough. Your English will improve gradually. Once you enter the flow, everything will improve. Your fear will go away. Your English will improve. Your hesitation will go away. And you will start feeling the camera to be your friend, right? So just forget about all these things. These are just fears in our mind, and there's nothing like that in reality. As I told you, that is false evidence appearing real. Okay. So forget about all these fears and start working right now. Some people feel that they are not expert. You may also feel that I'm not an expert. That's why I'm not creating the course right now. Okay. Now, what is the definition of an expert? I was reading an article. A person asked a nutritionist with a 5-year experience, "Hey, sir, why don't you create a nutritional course?" The nutritionist replied, "I'm not an expert right now. Let me be an expert. Only then I'll be creating a course on diets." 5 years experience. When he came across, after some days, he came across some other dietitian who was nutritionist, who was having an experience of 10 years. He asked him, "Why don't you create a nutrition course?" He said, "I'm not an expert right now. Let me be an expert. Only then I'll be creating courses." And unfortunately or fortunately, after a few days, he met another nutritionist having 15 years of experience, and he got the same reply. So, do you agree with that? Even the person who was having 5 years experience is an expert. Is an expert. You want me to prove it? You want me to prove it? Suppose you know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay. You know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Do you feel everybody knows A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H? There might be some people who know A, B, C, D only. There might be some people who know A, B, C, D, E only. There might be some people who know A, B, C only. Not necessary that everybody knows A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So if you know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, you know more than them. You know more than them. And if you know more than the common man, you are an expert. You are an expert. You can start teaching those who are behind you. Correct? You can start teaching or coaching the people who are behind you, because nobody is in front of you. There are some people in front of you, there are some people at your back. So you can always teach or coach the people who are behind you. As simple as that. Right? So just forget it that you are not an expert. Are you an expert right now? How do you feel? You are an expert or not? Tell me in the comment box. How do you feel now? You feel to be an expert? How many of you? These things have increased your confidence meter or not? All these examples, all this discussion is increasing your confidence level meter? 1000%. That's wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now the people who were feeling 50% confidence, how much you are feeling right now? Gone up some by some percentage points? It will go further up, right? Okay, let's move ahead. So forget that you are not an expert. You are an expert. Suppose there's a ladder. There is this gentleman who is successful and you consider this is an expert and you are here. So you feel that you are not an expert. That's why you cannot create courses or you cannot start your coaching. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Because you don't have to reach that place and you can't reach that place immediately. You can reach there step by step by step. And when you start taking the steps, okay, suppose you reach here. Now again, this person is ahead of you. And let me tell you, this is not the end. This is not the end, because progress is a never ending process and there are further more steps. Even this person has to grow further. So you keep on growing and you keep on teaching the people who are behind you. Good enough? So does that make you an expert or not? That makes you an expert. Now you just see, you are this is you, and there are two more people here. There is another person who you consider to be an expert, but there are more people behind you. So these are your target audience. You can always teach them, you can always coach them. They will buy your courses. So if you feel that nobody will buy your course, you are badly mistaken. There are people who will buy your course. Even if there are well-known experts in the field, people are going to buy your course also. Because everybody, or say every coach who is at the top, he cannot cater to everyone. Now, let me ask you one simple question. How many of you know Tony Robbins? How many of you? Those who know, please don't mention anything. Only those who don't know Tony Robbins should mention that they don't know. Not me. Don't know. No. Heard name only. Okay. Don't know much. Okay, awesome. Let me tell you, Tony Robbins is today's best sought after, also the world's best mentor right now, the best coach in the world. But some of you know about him and some of you don't know about him. Correct? Similarly, if Tony Robbins thinks that he can coach everyone, all of you would have known him. All of you. All of you. So that shows that there is space for everyone. Tony Robbins can't coach or can't teach everyone. So anybody can become a coach, can create courses, and you will also get your share of the audience. So just forget about this, that if there are famous people or well-known people who are selling their courses, nobody is going to buy your course. No, 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 nothing like that. You will be able to sell your courses if you create your courses with the intention of benefiting your students, giving results to your students. Okay. You are already an expert if you have something special inside you. What is the something special? It can be you know something which is not known to everybody, or you are doing something which everybody is not doing, or you can teach something. This something is the key. This something is the key. If we all, and we all have this something special inside of us, we all have, because every human being is a unique creation of the universe or the God, and we have got something special inside of us. And if we use this something special right, if we use this something special in the right way, we can change the world and make a lot of money. Okay. Another problem is that people start comparing, the comparison trap. You can't compare an orange with an apple or an apple with an orange, or you can't compare the sun with the moon. Everybody or everything or every aspect has got its own pluses, its own minuses. So just don't think about others. Don't try to compare yourself with others. If you keep on comparing, you will never be able to grow. Now, these people, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, and there are so many other people, they are the well-known world famous coaches. And you may be surprised that they don't have any degree. They don't have any degree in coaching or in all these things. They don't have. Still, people are following them because they can teach you something. So they are expert. So similarly, if you can give something to the society which is not known to everybody, you are an expert, right? So just thinking that I'm not an expert is not right. You are unique. You are irreplaceable. Nobody can replace you. Only you are you. Nobody can take your place. Okay. Then people think, why people will buy my course? Again, a wrong perception. There is room for everyone in every niche. There are thousands and thousands of niches and hundreds and thousands of people selling courses and coaching in every niche. So just forget it that why people will buy your course. Then it is said that competition is a confirmation. If there is a competition, it's a confirmation that there is a demand for the topic on which you want to create your course. Had there been no competition, you will never come to know that whether there is a demand for that particular topic or not. So the competition is a confirmation that there is a demand for your course or for your course idea. Correct? So just forget about it. That's a lot of competition and this and that. People are going to buy. You are going to create courses. You are going to sell it. It's going to increase day by day by day by day. But the only condition is that you have to do it consistently. If you start fearing even before starting the journey, nobody can help you out. So you have to come out of this fear that there is a competition. Competition is always good. Okay. So have that spirit and treat competition as your friend, not as your enemy. Be authentic. Be authentic. Some people try to be somebody else. You might see there are lots of trainers or lots of coaches these days. They try to copy Tony Robbins because Tony Robbins speaks very fast. Very fast. So people try to copy him and they think that just by copying Tony Robbins, they will become Tony Robbins. No, 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 my friend, no. You cannot. You are you, Tony Robbins is Tony Robbins.